Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, also known as TOCNS, TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss. For links to the articles, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and I am joined by...
Scott?
Yes. And today is Tuesday, right? No, Wednesday. What? Wednesday, October 5th? Wow, I'm stupid. 2022. So let's see here. TOCNS, TOCNS, October 5th. I am not that intelligent right now. Anyway, so let's move right on into the show, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
Yep. From Rebel News, we have Planned Parenthood promotes dangerous puberty blockers for kids to figure out what feels right for you. So that's not good. It says Planned Parenthood is branching out from its typical advocacy for abortions by jumping into transgender activism with a new cartoon that promotes puberty blockers for kids. Oh, great. So cartoons. So Camel cigarettes, anyone? You know?
It's not like kids can't make that decision for themselves, so why would they even come up with something like that?
This is obvious indoctrination and such. But anyway, I have it highlighted here if you want to read this paragraph.
Oh, I'll have to look at your stream. Okay.
Yeah. Or if you're looking on the actual website,
All right, I got you.
Okay.
The video, which was shared on Twitter by Inside the Classroom, a conservative organization dedicated to exposing woke ideology in schools, shows Planned Parenthood's promotion of the pharmaceutical drug, which they claim are safe and can give children more time to figure out what feels right for you, your body, and your gender identity.
Yeah, that was a quote right there.
It's happening too early for that. I mean, that's sad, really. I don't know, but
I don't want to fully say what is coming through my mind right now, at the risk of getting canceled and deplatformed and all that whatnot. But I mean, this is not good, man. Like, we're gonna have an entire generation of people that have no identity at all. You know, like they won't know up from down or left from right. You know, like, God, I cannot conceive the issues we're going to be having in the next decade or so. You know, this is going to come back and bite us in the ass in a way that I don't know anybody can even foresee this. This is not good. So
this is a weird ethics. Like, I don't see why today's generation has got to come up with something like this unless we see examples, and some of these kids are like really one way or another. But I just I don't know. If I were to see examples of kids who are actually going to take some stuff like this, then I can maybe make an opinion on it. But just reading this for, face value, it doesn't seem right to me,
It's not. Like, the article continues on here with a quote, "There is no one-size-fits-all puberty experience. Some people decide on hormones or surgeries to help their bodies match up to their gender identities or how they feel inside about themselves," in quotes. From the video actually here. So I have the video. I don't want to play it because it's probably just going to anger me. Another quote here: "Your gender identity is real. You should be the one to decide what changes you want to make your body or want to make to your body," in quote. The video adds as well. So, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this just sounds like, because this is hormone blockers. These are like, ways to keep people physically, youthful, and with the rise of certain people, like CPs or MAPs, like, this is extending, the amount of time that they can have with those they are seeking to have time with.
This needs more research too. If kids are coming out like this, like, could there be some research done into the parents, and then if you're together with somebody and you could do some tests and you might come out with a gender confused kid or something? Because this, like, how do you find out or why this is happening? I'd like to know how and why it happens, and then you got to make these decisions where I don't think it's as straightforward as it seems, because this is life-altering, life-changing stuff here. So it's like,
Well, you just gave me an idea. Like, maybe this is a new form of like, cause you know about like incestual relationships and whatnot, especially like with like kings and queens and whatnot, like
yes,
like hereditary problems and whatnot, like the
right,
fourth and fifth down the line on the throne and everything. What if this is like an artificially man-made like version of that? Like what I'm saying, if I'm making any sense, like. Because like, what if this all this stuff? Because like, it's not the kids that are deciding for themselves; it's the parents that are deciding for the kids.
yeah,
What if this is like a hereditary mental issue? You know, I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean, that's kind of what I'm looking at it in a way. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
But going from that article to this one, another one from Rebel News in the same vein of conversation here. Transgender surgery industry projected to grow to $5 billion.
Wow.
A report from Grandview Research found that the Nascent Valley industry surrounding trans surgery saw a $1.9 billion valuation in 2021 and is forecasted to expand at an annual growth rate of more than 11% through 2030. Continues
So
on here as.
times are changing.
I'm sorry?
Things are changing. That really just shows how much it's changing and
Yeah,
just coming into mainstream big time.
yeah. Do you want to read the next two paragraphs here?
Sure. As transgender surgery on minors becomes more normalized across children's hospitals in the United States, the industry is projected to reach as much as $5 billion by the end of the decade. A report from Grandview Research found that the nascent industry surrounding trans surgeries saw a $1.9 billion valuation in 2021 and is forecasted to expand at an annual growth rate of more than 11% through 2030.
Yeah. Quote, the rising incidence of gender dysphoria and the increasing number of people opting for gender confirmation surgeries are expected to boost the growth during the forecast period, end quote, stated the researchers. So this, as I was saying, this is not good, I'm really trying to like pick and choose what is coming out of my mouth, and that's not
Yeah, it's
good.
really not easy, isn't it?
So
Not easy.
yeah, well, let's just move on then. Some more from Rebel News. Kill the Kuffar. Two world-renowned British botanists beaten to death and fed to crocodiles in South Africa. What? So,
Damn, that is barbaric.
yeah, it is. It says here, a British couple, Rod and Rachel Saunders, who introduced British viewers on the BBC to the world of botany, were butchered and fed to crocodiles by a gang of kidnappers in South Africa. WhatsApp logs on the suspects' phones show that they must, quote, kill the kuffar and abduct their alias to destroy infrastructure and to put fear in the heart of the kuffar, end quote, leading to police to suspect that the perpetrators have ties to ISIS.
What is the Kufar?
I have no idea what
Yes,
kuffar.
me either.
What is a kuffar? A highly derogatory Arabic term used to refer to non-Muslims. Ah,
Oh, okay.
dang. So they're straight out being like racist.
Yeah,
Like prejudice against another. So wow. So I guess that's a Muslim version of the Goyim right there.
it
So
seems so.
dang. So we were just inadvertently saying a slur.
Yeah, that's why. I was like, what is that? What the heck is that?
Wow. Well, thank you for telling me to or for advising me to go, prompting me at least to go look that up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to read this next paragraph
sure.
or the next two actually?
All right. Rod Saunders, 74, and Rachel Saunders, 63, were reportedly ambushed as they sought after rare seeds in a remote nature reserve in the African country. According to The Sun, the duo spent 6 months every year scouring mountains and forests for wildflower seed stock for their online botany business. In February 2018, they drove 900 miles from their home in Cape Town to meet a BBC crew in the Drakensberg Mountains in KwaZulu-Natal, where they were filmed looking for rare gladioli, reported news.com.au. A selfie with Gardener's World host Nick Bailey and another pic by producer Robin Matthews are believed to be the last snaps taken of them alive. Damn, and they were dedicating so much to do this in their business, and they were just snuffed out like in such a bad way.
So this was straight up a hateful attack. Like, this wasn't just, like someone attacking somebody, just because they're bad. This was like motivated religiously. So.
Yeah. They were targeted, yeah.
Not a good look for the Muslims. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on here. Now we're at Oddity Central. YouTuber becomes world's blackest man with the blackest commercially available paint.
What?
Yeah.
That paint. I've heard of that paint.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, he is absorbing light. It says here, Hajime, Japan's most popular YouTuber, recently surprised by his millions of subscribers by covering his body with the world's blackest commercially available paint. I just want to say, go figure, an Asian goes into blackface, or this time black body. So, I mean, culturally, Asians are very prejudiced and hateful towards non-Asians. I mean, even other Asians, and that's a fact. Look it up. So
that's pitch blackface.
Yeah. Mosu Black, a special type of paint developed and sold by Koyo Orient Japan, isn't the world's blackest paint. That title belongs to Vanta Black, an incredibly black coating capable of absorbing up to 99.965% of visible light. It makes everything look like a black hole, but it is obscenely expensive and currently unavailable on the open market. Mosu Black, on the other hand, absorbs a respectable 99.4% of visible light, making it the world's second blackest paint, and it is available on Amazon for $17 per 100 milliliters, although I wouldn't recommend shopping on Amazon because they literally made people work through a tornado and let people die, so... Anyway, this was the ideal choice for someone wanting to become a walking shadow or the blackest man on Earth. So, yeah.
The blackest man on Earth.
I'm actually kind of giddy with excitement because I want BLM to go after this guy so bad, this is worse than blackface, it's black body, how dare they, cultural appropriation,
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to read this next paragraph?
Yes, sir. Okay. Hajime, a Japanese vlogger famous for his original and often crazy ideas, recently put black musu paint to the test by using it to create the world's blackest room. A video on his YouTube channel shows Hajime painting the walls black and then using the extremely black paint to make himself black to see if others can see him in the dark, which they probably couldn't.
Oh wow, look at that, dude. You can't even see him in front of the bushes until you get to his legs.
Wow.
Dang.
It's almost like invisibility. It's like...
Yeah, look at that.
That is serious. Like, wow.
Yeah. Well, let's move on up here. Some more from the oddity. This man-made mound in Rome consists of millions of ancient amphorae. What's an amphorae? So, let's see here. Amphorae. A tall ancient Greek or Roman jar with two handles and a narrow neck. Okay.
So wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was in the recent God of War thing when they were drinking wine.
Very cool.
Yeah. So an entire mound made out of those. So let's see here. Monte Testaccio, an artificial mound in Rome composed almost entirely of broken pottery, might be the largest trash heap in the ancient world. At first glance, Monte Testaccio looks like an ordinary greenery-covered mound, the likes of which can be found all over the world, but underneath all that shrubbery and the thin layer of dirt that supports it lies the largest pile of discarded pottery in the history of the ancient world. Do you want to continue on?
Sure. Covering an area of 2 hectares and with a volume of approximately 580,000 cubic meters, Monte Testaccio consists almost exclusively of millions of broken ancient pottery containers known as amphorae. It is estimated that this man-made mound consists of 53 million amphorae, which would make it the largest trash heap in the ancient world. My gosh, that is so many.
I had no idea there was that many ever. Like, that is a
Yeah.
lot. Holy cats, dude. So, yeah,
That
this
must have been
picture.
just a booming industry back then. They were making those like crazy.
So, do you see this picture here?
Yeah,
That's the pile. That's all, like, underneath all that, that's a giant trash heap of all those amphorae.
they made literally like a mountain, just
Yeah,
entire mountain of them.
yeah.
And they must, I wonder how they found it. They were kind of just digging a little bit and just figured out, wow, that's what this actually is.
I mean, maybe, like, just through erosion or something, maybe got, and maybe this isn't anything new. Maybe this is just like a reprise, because you know how news likes to bring back old things, like, that have been since forgotten from like 30 years ago or so. But,
That's true, yeah.
But like, I would suspect maybe it was discovered, by maybe a kid or somebody, like, oh, hey, look, some pottery, dig it, and then they dig even more, and then they find nothing but pottery, and then there is no more dirt, and it's all pottery, and then and then they like, holy crap, this isn't a mountain, it's a trash heap, like.
I wonder if they can date this. Maybe the article will tell us, but I wonder. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Monte Testaccio is located close to the east bank of the river Tiber, where Rome's state-controlled olive oil supply was stored in the 2nd century AD. It consists of the millions of amphorae that were used to haul massive amounts of olive oil to the capital of the Roman Empire in ancient times. The mound is considered a symbol of the importance of olive oil in ancient Rome, with the 53 million amphorae piled up in it believed to have been used to import around 6 million liters of oil.
Billion.
6 billion liters of oil. Oh my god.
Damn. So I gotta look this up here. Mount Testaccio maps. Let's see here. I can see this on the actual map. Mount Testaccio. There it is.
So
Okay,
they should rename it Monte Amphorae.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at it right here. So this entire hill here, that you see the buildings and the road around it.
Yep.
That is a giant pile of pottery.
That was such a booming industry, the olive oil. Like that is 6 billion liters of oil. My gosh.
Yeah, and look, it is like right here. There's a river. So obviously, they transported it via river, imports and exports, and this is just where they dump their trash.
Yep.
Oh, dang. That is insane. Like, here, let's get down to a street view here. So looking up, so all of that is just dirt and plant life on top of a giant mound of pottery. That is wild, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Let's continue on. Some more from Oddity Central. The highest tides in Europe are quite a sight to behold. So St. Malo, a historic French port on the English Channel coast, is famous for having the highest tides in Europe, with breakwater defenses barely keeping giant waves from slamming into residential buildings. Seeing St. Malo at low tide and then again at high tide is like looking at two completely different towns. The buildings and the way they are laid out are the same, but the existence of a beach as wide as the eye can see at one point, and the complete lack thereof just a few hours later, is truly strange. Not only does the ocean come in hard at high tide, but it's strong as well, with giant waves pounding against the waterfront and splashing up to the top of exposed buildings. So,
wow.
Let's see if there's a... Whoa, look at that. So, yeah, so you have this long, expansive beach, and you can see all the walls here.
Yeah.
And then here, look at that. It's coming up, and it's barely holding the water in. Look at that.
That is some intense tide differences.
Good lord. Yeah, you want to read this one here, this paragraph?
Sure. At low tide, the ocean is barely visible from the promenade of St. Malo, a medieval walled city with a long history of piracy. In fact, the distance from the edge of the waterfront to the ocean is about 2 kilometers, but the over 3,000 large wooden piles sticking out of the sand in straight lines lets you know that not everything is as it seems.
Dang. So yeah, I see kind of like the piles and stuff there. And, oh yeah, here's the piles here. So that has to be like remains of old docks or something. I don't know.
Must take a lot of maintaining when that's just getting pounded by the tides all the time.
Yeah, but man, dude, look at that. Like just getting just sprayed. That's wild.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on up into Mirror. Man jailed for killing boy at the age of 2 in blast after cutting gas pipe to sell for scrap metal. So that's
Oh
not good.
no.
A quote-unquote
That is
neighbor from
so
hell who
bad.
caused a gas
It's
explosion
so
which
bad.
killed a 2-year-old boy after cutting a pipe to sell for scrap metal has been jailed. Darren Greenham, at the age of 45, used an angle grinder to cut the pipe in the early hours of May 16 last year, causing the huge explosion which killed George Hines. His family lived in a neighborhood property in Mallowdale Avenue, Heysham, Lancashire. Um, and then you can read further on if you want.
This is so bad though. I wonder like what they made this gas line of. Like it's if you're gonna do that, I hope it was worth it because like if you're gonna scrap and do that stuff, because people go into the catalytic converters off cars for scrap. They'll go into buildings when they're being made and steal the copper pipes and stuff. But this is insanely unfortunate that he cut a gas line. But all right, I will read it.
All right.
Greenham has today been jailed for 15 years and 2 months after a 2-day sentencing hearing at Preston Crown Court. Recorder Robert Altham said it was a miracle no one else was killed, adding the defendant was likely unaware of the obvious smell and sound of the gas leak due to being intoxicated. Oh, well, yeah,
Dang.
that would do it. All right. George's mum, Vicky Hines, Hines was trapped for 2 hours before being pulled from the rubble. The judge said she and husband Stephen Hines are still living in a caravan and had to borrow money after losing their home and all their possessions. Well, I guess that's why he did it then.
Wow. Well, no.
Look,
Um. Yeah. Okay. So no. That's the family that lost a son. The guy who did it was
oh,
Greenham.
yeah, I see
So,
now.
and like here, I have a word of advice to people who scrap. Just don't. You know, like, don't go out and rob something like this. Like, if you want to scrap, go to a junkyard or something. Don't start taking pieces off of people's homes because, this guy, which I'm sure wasn't that bad of a guy, but now he's a murderer. He killed a 2-year-old child. You know, like,
I've personally gone into it. You basically either got to drive around and you got to pick up stuff people are throwing out, like TVs, dishwashers, just anything metal. Um, steel is different because you got to have a lot of steel to actually get money for it. But you could also, if you're hiking, there's old stuff left in the woods you can carry out. Just
yeah,
junk basically. But when you're risking it and doing stuff like this, it's very dangerous. And I would agree with you on this as well. It's very dangerous, and
yeah. I mean, I get it. Times are tough. I get it. Okay, but like, what people need to start doing is to start just stop and ask yourself, hey, how would I feel if I was on the other end of what it is I'm doing? Like,
yeah,
if you're doing something illegal, just don't. Like, there's a million and one ways to scrap without risking your life or, ending up killing a kid like this guy here. So that's
yeah.
awful. So anyway, here we go. Moving on up into UPI, a 9-year-old Virginian kid becomes the youngest to ever have wisdom tooth removed.
What?
Yeah. So here we
That's like
go.
almost. That's like right as his adult teeth have fully come in. That's crazy, but all right.
Yeah. It said, Guinness World Records said Ryan Scarpelli's orthodontist, Dr. Kelly Morgan of Morgan Orthodontics, noticed on April of 2021 that the boy had a wisdom tooth and a molar growing on top of each other in the upper left side of his mouth. Quote, my orthodontist said it needed to be removed so the molar could drop properly, end quote, Scarpelli told Guinness World Records. His tooth was removed when he was 9 years and 327 days old, making him the youngest person to have a wisdom tooth extracted. The previous record holder, Matthew Adams, was only a few days older when his tooth was taken out at 9 years and 339 days in 2002. So he made it by an additional 12 days. So, yeah. And here, if you want to read the next couple of ones.
Wisdom teeth, the last permanent teeth to come in, typically show up and are often removed in a person's late teens or early 20s. Yeah, that's what I had it with for. But, all right, it was scary, but it really wasn't that bad. And before I knew it, my mouth was back to normal, Scarpelli said. His mother, Shelley Scarpelli, said she did some research after the operation and confirmed her suspicion that her son was a new world record holder.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What's not awesome is when I got my wisdom teeth removed, I got all 4 of them at the same time. So, I have a small head. I have a small mouth, although people would say otherwise with the amount of talking I do. But yeah, no, like I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled at the same time, like, and that was rough. So.
Yep.
But yeah, do you have all 4 of yours out, or you said you got one of yours out, right?
No, I got them all 4 out at once because I have the small mouth thing as well. So I mean, I got anesthesia for it, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, they were pretty painful. I mean, I don't remember how long it was the recovery, but it hurt for a while afterwards, and I don't know, it should be pretty straightforward, but I just remember it was definitely a pretty rough experience, but.
Yeah, I remember the gauze and the swelling and all that. I remember being high as fuck. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 15 or something, and oh man, they put me on so many things. So, I didn't feel anything. Like that's the only time I remember any dentistry, anything, where I actually didn't feel anything. I heard the scraping, but like I was so numb that I didn't even feel the pressure. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky at least I got put out for it. I don't know if it's just the fact that they, can do that, and I found somebody because I just did not want to be awake for it, and they had to basically be taken out, a couple of them in pieces. So like, sometimes people like to, keep their wisdom teeth, but these didn't come out normally. So I mean, it was.
Yeah, so they took them out in chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 2 of them. I don't know if the other ones came out normally or not, but yeah, it was pretty rough. I was just really nervous going into it, but.
And this is one of my problems with orthodontics, or just dentistry and like stuff like that. Like, I have a lot of things that I gotta get done, but like I have a very, very, very hypersensitive mouth. Like, and like they can give me all the drugs in the world. If they don't put me under, I still feel everything. Like, I don't know why, but. And here's the problem, though. They refuse to, like, fully, like, put me into sleep. They only want to put me in a half sleep because, like, apparently there's an issue with anesthesia, with anesthetics and stuff. If they actually put you under, there is a possibility that they won't be able to get you back out. Like, there has been instances.
That's scary. Jeez.
Yeah,
that is scary.
That's frightening, But then, then I have that conundrum. Like, if I want to get, any work done, which I have a lot of work that needs to be done, I need to be under. I 100% need to be under because I've tried everything for years and years and years. I feel everything, and I'm a screamer. And it's embarrassing, like being in your 30s in the dentist chair and whining like a little bitch, like an 8-year-old, But I mean, like it hurts. I feel it, and like I'm just like straight up put me under. Oh no, we can't. I'm like, well then we're not doing this, like, because it just doesn't work on me. But anyway, moving on up into some more UPI. Friend's phone call tips man off of a $271,601 lottery jackpot. That's nice. A Michigan man said a phone call from a friend tipped him off to the fact that he had won, that money. The Bay County man told Michigan lottery officials he bought his Fantasy 5 ticket for the September 7th drawing from Larry's Corner Lounge in Pinconning. The man said the ticket remained in his truck until the day after the drawing. Do you want to read this quote?
Yep. I got a call from my coworker the day after the drawing asking me if I had bought a ticket at Larry's. The player recalled. He told me a jackpot winning ticket had been bought at that store, so I went running to my truck to grab my ticket. I looked my ticket over and I couldn't believe I was holding the winner. The man's ticket matched all 5 numbers in the drawing, 14, 19, 21, 34, 36, earning him the $271,601 jackpot. Wow, so he didn't think he was going to win, and then that was pretty cool. He just totally surprised him.
Yeah. The winner said his prize money is going to go toward paying bills and giving a boost to his savings. So yeah, that's
Well,
good.
that's what it would be for me as well if I won something like that.
Definitely. Yeah. And let's see here. More from UPI. British gardener's 56.3-inch link earns Guinness World Record. That is a long leek. You know? Look at that.
Oh, they grew that, I think, right?
Yeah. Like, you know,
That's
the
awesome.
leek, the vegetable?
Yeah.
I think that's what Farfetch actually carries around, the Pokemon. You know, that
Oh,
little
how about
plant?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you've ever seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, there's a leak in the boat, you know?
Oh,
It's a
good movie.
leak in the boat's meatball. Let's see here, images. Yeah, they're like, there's a leak in the boat. It pans over to this thing and it's just like, wah! So, yeah. But yeah, that's a leak. So yeah, this is, it's very long. Here, Derek Hulme, who grew his leek in his allotment in Stoke-on-Trent, entered his large vegetable to the Canna UK National Giant Vegetable Championships in Malvern, Worcestershire, where its length was officially verified. So that's pretty cool.
It's like Worcestershire, like the sauce. But...
Yeah, Worcestershire. I've highlighted a few things if you want to read.
Okay, back in 2019, I and a few other giant veg growers were given a packet of 30 Bulgarian long leek seed in an attempt to grow the first ever world record for the world's longest leek. Whom said in a news release from the Stoke-on-Trent local government. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, I was unable to take my leeks along to any shows, but this year I entered the Malvern, Canna UK National Giant Vegetable Championships and have finally officially won the Guinness World Record for the world's longest leek, he said.
Nice, good on him. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of, like, you know, vegetable articles lately, so I guess it's like vegetable season. Because there's something about a pumpkin not too long ago, like, or a couple things about pumpkins. Like, you know, biggest pumpkin and whatnot. So, and those things can get big, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You can actually live inside them. So. But yeah, that's cool. That's a long leek. Look, I think that's like taller. Actually, 56.3 inches. So, 56.
Like 5 feet.
Inches to feet. So let's see here. 4.6 feet. So dang.
That is pretty tall.
That's taller than my birth mother. So.
Really?
Yeah. Well, probably not really. I don't know. But she is on the shorter side. And apparently October is National Throw Short People Month. So I just told her to watch out.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw when you posted that.
Anyway, we've got some more UPI. A turkey crashes through the window into Ohio home.
Damn.
Police responded to a resident's home where a wild turkey broke in through a large window and ended up breaking back out. The Miami Township Police Department said officers responded to the home of a resident who called 911 to report a large turkey had crashed through a window into her daughter's playroom.
Oh my gosh.
A little early for Thanksgiving, so...
Yeah. The department posted body camera footage to Facebook showing an officer with a net chasing the turkey around the trashed room. They're just running around trying to...
the Dick Van Dyke thing, or like Scooby-Doo, like, you know, they're going from door to door, you know? Oh my god.
The officer is eventually able to capture the turkey in the net and starts to carry it outside, but the bird escapes from the officer and crashes back out through the same window it used to enter the house. What?
Quote, officers get calls for everything, but this was the first time we've been dispatched for wild turkey breaking into a house and then breaking out, end quotes, the Facebook post said. I have to play this.
You're good. If you wanna go up.
Well, I want to.
Okay.
Oh my god. He's trying to get that
in case we need it for our home insurance.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll be stepping.
That is wild,
So
dude.
That is one wild, wild turkey.
So the window shut? It just break.
Oh, the window broke. It flew through the window.
Wow.
That poor turkey, though.
Oh my god.
It just run out? Oh.
Oh, there it goes.
Damn.
Wow.
Whoa. Thing has some power.
Why is the door wide open? It might come in through there. What are you doing? Oh, I guess they were trying to chase it out the front door or something, maybe? So, man.
I think they just chased after the turkey. Put your wings up. Get on the ground.
God. That's crazy. We got some more from UPI. Champion powerlifter squat lifts body weight 42 times in 1 minute. What?
That hurts my back just thinking about it.
Yeah. Dang. Look at that. She looks so excited, too. So.
Yeah.
It says here, a British champion powerlifter broke a Guinness World Record when she squat lifted her body weight 42 times in 1 minute. Karen Jeans Carr Barnes, at the age of 25, earned the record for most times to squat lift own body weight in 1 minute for female. Guinness World Records announced. I'll let you read the next two.
That's close to 1 time every second because it's 42 times in a minute. So she was going quickly. Damn. Baines took up powerlifting at age 17 and holds numerous championship titles in the sport. A quote, "I am extremely proud to be the holder of a Guinness World Records title. To say I have made a mark in history by not only being the first British Sikh female to represent Great Britain in powerlifting, but to also be an official world record holder is an incredible feeling," Baines told Guinness World Records.
Dang, that's one strong Muslim. So, like, Sikh is a Muslim, right?
I couldn't say for sure, but...
What is a Sikh? Sikhism, also known as Sikhi or Sikh Dharma, is an Indian religion that originated in the Punjab region of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so I was wrong.
Yeah, it's Indian, yeah.
Okay. Well, still, that's really cool. Like, and you're right. So that has to be like one squat every like 1 point something seconds. It's faster than every 2 seconds, because if we did one squat every 2 seconds, then that would be 30 times in a minute. So this is 42 times. So, damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Don't get into a fight with her.
She'll just pick you up and throw you.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta show you. I think it was a Patton Oswalt stand-up bit when he was talking about like a power lifter getting into a fight, or some guy picking a fight with a power lifter. Anyway, let's move on up. We only have a few articles left here to go. More from UPI. British artist covers entire mansion in doodles. Oh yeah, I saw that.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
A British artist known as Mr. Doodle caused a viral sensation when he unveiled the result of a 2-year project to cover every inch of his 12-room mansion in doodles. Mr. Doodle, also known as Sam Cox, unveiled the Doodle House in a time-lapse YouTube video that showed the process of his transforming the Tenderderrin Kent mansion into an art project over the course of 2 years.
Cox's mansion is now covered inside and out in the artist's doodles, including surfaces such as the kitchen, appliances, and his bed sheets. Cox said he used about 240 gallons of white paint on the inside of his house and 401 cans of black spray paint for the outside to create a surface for his drawings, which were made with 2,296 pens. The artist said he will live full-time at the Doodle House with his wife, Alina, aka Mrs. Doodle, and their dog.
You know, like I have several things to say. One, I guess toddlers never do grow up, because, like, you know, what do kids do? They draw on walls. What did he do? He covered an entire house in drawings on walls. Number two,
I feel like your eyes would get tired, like, looking at that all day. Like, my gosh, look at how it's almost like makes you dizzy.
Yeah, it does. Like, I don't know how she would put up with that. Like, Like, you know, I know some women would put up with some things, but this is beyond even me. I can't understand this.
Yeah, because it's just all black and white as well. There's not really any
My God,
color in that.
it's on literally everything. Look, like the cereal, Doodle Flakes, and then it's on the bowls and the cups and the plates, in his shirt and her shirt. It's everywhere. Like,
Maybe even the ceiling, like.
yeah, that
It
makes you
almost
wonder
looks like
if they ever have kids. How will they know if their kids have drawn on the walls?
Yeah, they wouldn't. Like, I guess they'd have to draw over that, but it almost also looks like a giant maze, like a
Yeah.
maze you. But
It's just a giant collage, essentially. Anyway, weird universe here. Coffin chairs. London-based Chairbox Design has come out with what it calls the last shift office chair. The last shift office chair is a coffin chair. I don't think this is a product one can buy. Instead, it seems to be a mock-up made to point that sitting all day in offices is killing people. Though, if they aren't for sale, they should be. They'd be perfect for funeral homes or vampires. Wow. Like, dude, that would not be good for funeral homes. I would not want to go to a funeral home if that's their chairs. No. Like, death is a serious business, and that's not cool for a funeral home, in my opinion, at least. So, but here, why don't you? Oh wow.
coffin-shaped furniture is becoming a recurring theme. We've previously posted about the coffin cradle and the coffin bed. Coffin cradle.
That's not good. Coffin-shaped cradle, like dead children. Anyone? Huh.
Yeah.
No. And then coffin bed would be more understandable. You know, go to sleep. You wanna like, you know, you're dead tired, but you know, like hairdresser in a glass coffin. Huh. I'm not seeing any pictures of this. See, let me expand this. No. There's no pictures of the actual, except for this. So, but wow. So coffin themed. Dude, this sounds like something out of, like, you know, like what somebody who played The Sim would do. You know, The Sims. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna make a coffin themed everything. Coffin chairs, coffin tables, coffin this, coffin that, coffin house. You know. So, anyway, from Weird Worm, how can apple cider vinegar gummies help you lose weight? I actually take these to help with digestive stuff. Apple cider vinegar is a type of vinegar made from, like the word itself says, apples. It is rich in acetic acid, in acetic acid, which has been shown to have health benefits. Some people believe that apple cider vinegar can help with weight loss. There is no scientific evidence to support this claim, but there are some observational studies that suggest it may be helpful. So, and then you can take the next two, and then we'll talk about all this.
Sure. One study showed that people who consumed apple cider vinegar daily for 12 weeks lost more weight and body fat than those who didn't consume it. Another study found that people who took apple cider vinegar with a meal high in carbohydrates had lower levels of blood sugar after the meal than those who didn't take it.
That's interesting. So while there's no scientific proof that apple cider vinegar can help you lose weight, there are some indications that it may be beneficial. If you're looking to lose weight, you can try adding a small amount of apple cider vinegar to your diet. Now, many years ago, well, not many, but like several years ago, my dad got from one of my cousins from his side of the family, because like he was having, some arthritis issues. Like, he's up there in age and everything. This was before his knee surgery, actually, or his double knee surgery. She told him, like, take a shot of apple cider vinegar, like, every day. And, that might subside the pain a little bit. It'll help, with some of the swelling maybe and stuff like that. And I have taken a shot of apple cider vinegar. It's not good. It tastes awful and it makes you want to throw up. But, it does something. Like, he said that, he did start, getting a little bit of alleviation to the pain and whatnot. And, but it was god awful. And then we have this whole running thing about, like, apple cider vinegar. We have a bottle downstairs. He still takes shots, but I actually take gummies. So, and, they, like, it helps with digestive, it helps with, stuff like that, allegedly, and everything. And it's still under study, it says, as we can see here. So, but that's really interesting. But we have some more from Weird Worm.
Some benefits, at least.
Yeah. We have some more here from Weird Worm. 3 types of cannabis you'll love. As is often the case, different scientists have different points of view on the description of an object. It is the same with the definition of cannabis species. Some highlight only indica and sativa, while others add ruderalis to them. Never heard of that. Some
Wow,
consider...
I have heard of that. It's like a shorter. It doesn't grow very tall. It only goes a few feet high. And they also don't have a lot of fingers on the leaves, ruderalis. That's pretty interesting that included that. But go on. Yeah.
Yeah, some consider their species, and others call them subspecies. Although this does not change the situation. And then, yeah. So this just goes on about this. So we're not gonna go on like too much about this, but Scott, read this if you don't mind.
Sure. The invention of the bicycle is not the goal, so the reader is invited to classify the hemp family with its 3 subspecies or species, whatever.
Which are?
Cannabis sativa, indicate the hemp, and ruderal hemp.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like anybody watching this, check the underbar, the description. All the links to everything we've read are down there.
See, if you look there, they only have like 3 to 5 fingers on the leaves, ruderalis there.
Yeah, I see that. They're really thin too. Like, you know, when you compare that to normal pot leaves. So that's ruderalis, and here's sativa, the flower, and then indica. Yeah, look at it, much thicker. Look at that.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Very bushy plants. Very bushy. Very big leaves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like, you know, if you partake in the devil's lettuce, which some of us might, you know, then yeah, give this link a read. You know, this is interesting. I'm gonna check this out after the show at some point. Anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
And I am Scott.
And we will probably be back tomorrow with some more news at between 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time.
What is it for my Eastern time?
5 to 6.
6 o'clock? Okay, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
5 to 6 Eastern time.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So until you catch us tomorrow, or if you want to check our history show, you know, that streams at 10 in the morning every day Pacific time, then you'll see us then. Toodles!